Welcome to Radio OPAC. Radio OPAC is a division of the Ohio Prison Arts Connection. At OPAC, we connect people to the power of the arts inside and outside of prison. My name is A Julian Sr, and I will be your host today. We welcome all of you, including our friends in correctional institutions in Ohio and other states, via our DVDs of the shows. The shows are also archived on YouTube. Our guests today are Mary Johnson and Raymond Smith. Before we get started, let me remind our audience there will be a live talkback following a 15-minute interview. The Zoom link will be posted in the comment section. Hello, Mary Johnson and Raymond Smith of Vitamin Candy and Validity Sports of Cleveland, Ohio.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Food preparations is an art form, and Mary has been doing this for 10 years. Her love for healthy eating and proper physical exercise is at the heart of their work. We know that in prison, proper nutrition is a challenge. Also in prison, some people for the first time are getting into physical fitness. When people are released from prison, they leave an institution where meals were prepared for them, and cooking at home is not something they are willing to do. So at the end of our interview, Mary and Raymond would do a short cooking demonstration that we can all whip up in our own kitchens. So Mary and Raymond, tell us how you Vitamin Candy and Validity Sports came about.
Want me to go first? All right. Well, I'll go first. Vitamin Candy started back in 2010 after I had lost over 120 pounds. My digestive tract was completely off. And I wanted to do it the right way without having to rely on medications or over-the-counter substances such as like Metamucil, Fiber One, and things like that to make me actually go. I know, TMI. But so I did my research, and because I was already into natural herbs and things like that, I did find out that when you mix acidic fruits with leafy green vegetables and stuff like that, that it'll help you naturally redirect your digestive tract so that you can cleanse the proper way. And that's when Vitamin Candy was born. So I introduced my first juice, which is called Recharge, filled with a lot of acidic fruits like pineapples and pears and leafy greens like spinach, and then we add some wheatgrass and stuff like that in there to help me kind of flow. And I started doing this once a month and helping my friends along the way. And one of my really good friends told me one day that I should just bottle this thing up because it's really helping her. It's helped me and several others that were participants at the gym that I was training at. And that's what I did. And in 2015, it became a household name, literally. And I've been selling it ever since. And it's grown so big now that we're in a cafe.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mary, you have gone through a major personal transformation. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I can actually show you. So here's my before, if you can see it. Yeah, I was, struggling with a failed marriage, and that was kind of some of the adversity I had to overcome, during that time, and kind of just losing myself. I was in college, and I was working a full-time job, just kind of not like really, taking care of myself, eating late, eating all the bad things, processed foods and stuff like that, which caused me to expand in ways that I didn't want to expand. And so one day I was just like, you know what? I used to be an athlete. I was a track runner, all that good stuff. I'm like, you got to get your life back. Pretty much the same on Mary on the inside, but not on the outside. And so I just decided to start working out, eat properly, join the gym, and work. And then this is what happened. This is the end result. So I didn't know that it was actually a ministry that would happen over the years to help other people that were in my same position, just like, not letting go completely and kind of redirecting ourselves to get back on track and loving ourselves a little bit more to get back to who we were originally.
Wonderful. Now, Raymond, you are a trainer, right? Mostly for basketball. When you are motivating someone who might feel like giving up, what do you do? What do you tell them?
Well, basketball is a sport that is, it goes by time. So there's a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah.
So we always say, you know, we play to a zeros on the clock. So I use that as a metaphor in life. Like, you can't give up until you have did your transformation over into death. You know, so you can't give up. And I use that. I know it's harsh, or people don't like to talk about death, but you have to keep going and going and going, because you never know. You can hit a shot with 1 second on the clock. You could gain your health back at 50 years old, 60 years old. It doesn't matter. It's just you have to keep going and finding those ways to just get yourself healthy, or don't give up. You know, a lot of people these days suffer from mental health. There's ways that you can combat that, but you have to apply it and keep applying and keep working it. So those are some of the principles I transformed from basketball to life.
So, you know, as being, you know, my childhood friend, do you still do the 1 minute drill?
Yeah, I do all those drills we used to do, and I do a lot of stuff that we used to do at the playground. And it's just the foundation of how we became who we are. And I'm able to teach the youth that is a lost time. It's almost like lost files, but I have them inside of me, and I try to share it with all the athletes so they're able to share those things that we did in the 80s, the 90s, and they're able to share that with other people. So those 1 minute drills, those things that we did at Landis, you know, jogging and all those things that I incorporate and give it to the youth and hope that they spread it.
Bring playground basketball back, right?
Yeah. And if you can't bring it back outside, bring it inside of yourself, that mentality of hard work and that black top physical thing that we do on outside basketball.
Yes. Now, Mary, you did mention the recharge, but you do have two other the reset, right, and the recovery, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those, the reset and recovery as well.
Okay, so as Vitamin Candy has grown over the years, reset and recovery came later down the line, because after flushing your system out, you have to reboot. And 9 times out of 10, if you're doing a cleanse, I don't care if you do it with your doctor or another trainer or whatever, your immune system kind of can go under attack if you don't have something to protect it. So the reset juice is a combination of vitamins and herbs and all natural fruits and vegetables that'll help reset your immune system to kind of like give that protective shield against anything that's going to like harm you. So that's the one to reboot you back up. And then also, if you work out a lot, you'll notice that your energy is depleted from cleansing. And the recovery came along because I am a bodybuilder, competitor. I noticed that during the time when I was doing my cleanse that I was, you know, energy was depleted because I was working out so extreme, you know, every single day. And so the recovery is kind of like a pre or post workout that you can use to keep you going throughout the day, packed with vitamin C as well. Okay.
Now you're a bodybuilder and Ray loves sports. I know that from growing up. So how did you two meet?
You can tell.
So here's the story, which is a great story. We were having a meeting on how can we take the sports and the healthy aspect and put it all together. Okay. So we had this meeting, and we were matching and putting things together, her plan and my plan. It just fit well. And we're talking, and then as she leaves, something in the pit of my stomach said, "Hey, that's a nice young lady." So I called her up, and besides the business part, I asked her on a date.
Okay.
So after asking her on a date and dates, our first date, ironically, was on the day that the Cavs won the championship. That was our first date.
So you won the championship as well.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. So LeBron got a ring, and I got a ring too. So like, yeah. So it was great. And then, but the greatest part is that how the higher power put us together on a mission of taking health and wellness and just giving it back to everybody and then they get a chance to see us do it as a together.
Right.
It's just awesome. So that path is really like was really driving us and keeping us together and keeping us focused on that mission. But yeah, it was the plan. It was God's plan.
And if I could add that the whole mental, physical, and spiritual aspect of life, that we both had that thing going before we even met each other. Ironically, we had been around each other for like 10 years, never seen each other a day in our lives, have been around, know the same people. Our dads even grew up together. So it's funny that that happened that way, but like you said, it was of a higher power with that mental, physical, and spiritual connection. And when we say two is better than one. So we pushed that and been pushing it for 5 years.
And two become one as well.
Yes. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. In case you are just joining us, our guests today are Mary Johnson and Raymond Smith of Vitamin Candy and Validity Sports. We are discussing why it's important to eat healthy and exercise. We invite you to join us after a 15 minutes interview for a live talk back with the Zoom link in the comments section. So, I know the two become one, and I love that story. Me and my wife got a similar story. Ray know a little bit about that. But let's get back into this interview. I want to know a little bit more about this Vitamin Candy and Validity Sports. Often when someone leaves incarceration, they have used the meals being served, and now they need room cooking skills. Now they need to learn cooking skills. What are some of the ways to learn to cook?
So for me, I think I've always hung around my mom. We had that in common too. Like my mom, my grandma, and they taught me at a very young age. I remember cooking at the age of 7. So this the natural thing, just like making a piece of toast.
Okay.
So having that skill is even making a bowl of cereal, just knowing how to put the right combination together to make sure that you're eating a tasty meal and fed well. So those are some of the simple things that you can do as far as making a piece of toast, spreading some peanut butter on it and some bananas, and now you got this cute little gourmet meal that's very tasty and hearty at the same time.
Right.
Got anything to add?
Well, as far as exercise, there's a lot of different levels. But one level that I did my research on, and I do a lot, is walking. You can just walk. You can walk. You can walk for an hour. You can walk for 30 minutes per day. The benefits is off the charts, and those are some things that I tell people: just walk. Just start walking. You don't have to lift weights all the time. You don't have to be, LeBron James that built. You could just walk and be healthy. So there's no cost to walk. There's no cost.
But you do a little bit more than walking. You still play basketball?
Yeah. I play sports, and I lift weights. And ironically, how it shakes out, this is my trainer. So I got an in-house trainer. So it all works out, and and I stay on the court because those things that I pull from sports, I like to live it. So when I'm on the court, I like to still put those things in play and see if they still work. That discipline, that hard work, that teamwork, that camaraderie, not giving up. You know what I'm saying? I want to live that. I want to live that. So I'll be playing until I can't play no more. Right.
And playing, it gives you that opportunity just to be out and release. A lot of tension be built up that sometimes, just doing a normal week and being able to play basketball, it gives you that opportunity just to release.
Right.
And reflect.
Yes.
So the pandemic has changed things everywhere. We know that our prison population have been deeply affected, as have businesses. How is your restaurant doing during COVID-19?
Great question. Actually, we're doing very well. Businesses, any business has its uptime and it has its downtime. But the best thing about it is when COVID-19 hit, we were able to provide all the necessary natural herbs and things that would help protect the immune system from catching COVID. And not only that, because we're a vegan and vegetarian-based restaurant or grab-and-go facility, it's even better because you're flushing the mucus and everything out of your system as you eat our food, and take our all-natural herbs. And we have so many, from sea moss to moringa leaf, wheatgrass, you know, all those kind of things, ginger, turmeric, and I make it right here in-house. So there's that home feel that they get, where they have that personal touch, and it's not just going to the drugstore and buying something that may or may not work. They know for sure that they're getting it from the person that's actually, you know, creating it. So it actually helped us and gain more exposure, because with all of the social media outlets and stuff like that, and of course being who we are, we know a lot of people here in our city, and the word of mouth, it really helped the business move to the next level, because it still has somewhere to go and feel protected about, you know, fighting off COVID-19.
Okay. So food and exercise has become part of your personal transformation. What advice do you have for people who want to change their eating and exercise routines inside and outside of prison?
I would say first start with your your spiritual, because you have to be in tune with yourself in order to get to that next level. Because what we feel on the inside, we also think it, and then it manifests in the physical aspect. So if you're not doing the inside work, you can do it for physical thing all day, but if you're not doing it in the inside, you're going to revert back to the same way that you were before. So do the spiritual work, and, you know, kind of manifest those things. Write affirmations that are, you know, that you can look at every day to kind of make it come to life. Confess it with your tongue to make it come to life, and then put it into the physical aspect. Whether it's just, you know, saying a prayer that every day that I'm going to exercise, and then tomorrow you get up and you do that because you already confessed it, and now your body is going to start to transform. Also, in an eating aspect of it, knowing what and what, when and what not to eat, and like the red meat and the pork, I don't have anything against anybody, but I think it's one of the big things that really tears our immune systems down, causes the mucus, and this is where all the ailments come from, just like such as diabetes, high blood pressure, mental illnesses, heart disease, all that kind of stuff. So knowing when and when not to indulge in those things. And it's okay to have them sporadically, but not all the time. And just knowing your body, figure out what your body type is so that you'll know how to target your fitness and mental and physical spiritual goals when it comes to that, so that you're not putting in things that you do not need.
Yeah, so they say that by the time the average person is 50, have 5 pounds of undigested red meat and it's cold and rotten. So I haven't ate beef or pork in 30 years, and I've been vegan. My wife and I have been vegan for 6 months now, and I definitely can tell the difference.
Yes, yes. I've been vegan for 4 years now. My 4-year anniversary just passed, and I love it. And I had a transition over time. Wasn't like I was forced, but it's just after I kept doing the cleanse, things just started not to taste the same, or my body was rejecting it. And I'm pro-vegan all day long. Like I said, I'm nothing against any pescatarians or meat eaters, anything like that. It's just that I feel like it's the natural way that we can get resources in our body, because we don't really need to survive off of meat. And we have to also put in place what those animals feel as they're, you know, as they're being slaughtered. And they have emotions and stuff too, you know, and sometimes, exactly. And we take on that, and we don't understand that we may get a headache, and we don't know why. Maybe you're taking on something that stress that the animal went through when they were slaughtered, and you're eating it, you know. So yeah, it's really a good thing like to live.
That is so true. So what's been the challenge with getting my main man Raymond Smith into eating healthy and the vegan part?
Honestly, I think because we were already spiritually connected, I think he was just at that point in his life, he was just ready. Okay, I'm ready for something new. So what's next? Kind of like being an athlete, you know, and being a physical competitor. Same thing. We kind of shared that common ground. It was like, what's next? We always looking for something that's new, right? And so I was like, here, this is what I made. And he was like, I'll taste that. So he never had a problem with tasting it. And I think because I'm a good cook and it was flavorful, I didn't scare him off. Now had it been bad, he'd have probably been like, listen, this girl don't know what she's doing. Never going, you know, vegan at all. So then he started his own thing with Meatless Mondays. He's like, okay, I'm gonna just give it a try. Now to the point where he doesn't eat red meat or pork at all. That's been years. I think he stopped at as soon as we got together. Yeah, it's been years.
And you know, there's some really good vegan meals that you can prepare.
Yeah.
Well, that she prepares.
You do too. You know.
So you know, it's about a lifestyle, you know, and like she said, it's always It's always a challenge. It's always that next thing to get healthier and just keep going. Like I said, with all those zeros on the clock.
Yeah, and he's definitely a warrior. He's definitely a warrior, and he always liked to try new things. I know when I started college, I said, "Hey, Ray," and he surpassed me. He was a basketball coach of Tri-C Kyle Community College.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a warrior. Each week on Radio OPAC, we have a moment of reflection. Today we have Mary Johnson of Vitamin Candy whipping up a meal for us, something we can all do at home. During this pandemic, many more people are cooking at home. You have a special demonstration treat for us today. What is the dish called that you are about to show us?
I am going to make our famous avocado toast. You can prepare this within 5 minutes. It's so great. And we're going to use some grapeseed oil and all fresh veggies and stuff that I've pre-chopped and everything for you guys. So we can get started if you're ready.
Let's get started.
All right.
I wish I can taste it.
I'm just gloving up here, and because of COVID-19, I want to use the proper, tools and everything. I'll talk loud enough so you guys can hear me. I will mask because I'm dealing with food, so I'll do that. Okay. The bread that I have here is the marble rye. It's a whole wheat bread. It's only 100 calories, and it's a pretty thick slice. If you can see that, it's a pretty thick slice. So this is very filling. And what I like to use is our grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is an all-natural oil that's pressed. Some oils are kind of like a gas, like some olive oils and all that stuff that are not like true oils, especially if they give you like certain processes that you don't know about. So we use grapeseed oil. It's really good for the skin. I even use it in my hair care products that I make, and it's good for the digestive tract. So I take a little bit and I put it on our oven. Can you see? And I made it toast like flat down here. And then I always, put a little bit over the top of it so that it'll have a nice little crust. I smashed up some avocado already.
Okay.
And, I have like grapeseed oil in it. Can you see that?
Yes, it looks good.
Okay. So I have some red onions and then bell peppers and a little bit of tomato on there that I already kind of like mashed up to make it like almost kind of like a salsa, but it's just like an avocado spread. So it makes it real creamy and easy enough to spread on the toast. And so, wait a minute. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong part. But anyway, so you let that toast for about 3 minutes on each side. And then we'll take it and then we'll spread. So give it a couple seconds, right? So it'll kind of toast pretty fast. But if you don't have that at home, you know what a good thing to use is George Foreman grill. It heats up really, really quickly. I'm old school, so I still use George Foreman grill. Yes, I do. Don't judge me. I just take the spread, bring it over. I take it and just kind of spread it on like you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Spread it on like that. See, that's a nice good helping. See that?
Yes.
And because especially if you're using this as a pre-workout meal before you go lifting, and for my bodybuilders out there, you want to have a carb in you before you lift because you want to use that for energy. All right. Yeah. I'm really big on pink Himalaya stuff. Okay. I like this particular brand, but I love it. I love it because it's light and it doesn't hold water on your body. Because if you have too much salt, it holds water. So I just sprinkle that a little bit on there. Then I like to top it off with just a little bit more of the veggies because I'm a big veggie eater. Just a little bit more of the onion and the tomatoes. And
so just have that ready for me when I come to Cleveland.
Oh, definitely. And then I like angles. So I like to chop it up, make it look real nice, cut it in an angle, and voila. There you are.
Thank you so much. That looks good.
A little bit of fresh vegetable herbs that I put together myself, and I sprinkle on. There we are. Can you see it?
Thank you. That looks so good. I can't wait to get a taste of that when I come. Thank you, Mary Johnson and Raymond Smith of Vitamin Candy and Validity Sports. Now join us in our Zoom link talkback. Click the link in the comments section. See you in the Zoom room.
Stuck in our way. We're gonna make it happen. Do it today. fight.